Why is this gamer coming at you? Second video within a month. What, does he have a lot of time on his hands? Let's do a video. So, if you're expecting me to make a video about the events of January 6th, where a bunch of white fug nuggets stormed the Capitol building and caused mayhem, death, and destruction, I won't be making that video. I already said everything I needed to say about that subject on my Instagram and on my Facebook. You can go see it there. And before you say, well, what are you going to be white for? I'm not being racist, I'm being descriptive. And I know exactly what else you're thinking. Why is he wearing a jacket indoors? 'Cause I feel like it, that's why. That and, are you new to this channel? I kind of always do that. Yeah, I only bought this jacket maybe last week on Amazon. I didn't think too much about where I bought it. I just wanted a jacket like this. It was a company called, it was an interesting name of a company, Shaka Wear. Link in the description. Good company. They make nice products. They're not paying me to say that. If they want to, I'm not going to stop them. I'm not that hard to reach either. Either PM me through Instagram or Facebook. And that's it. Now, enough about all that. What was it? Last week, a friend of mine, her name is Diane, we got into a discussion about a record player that she bought. And a lot of records that she took out of her, her parents' attic or something. And the discussion led to audio cassettes, and I told her that I had all my audio cassette, practically every audio cassette I ever bought in my lifetime. And she was like, "Oh, dude, you gotta take pictures." I told her I'll do better. I'll make a video about it. So, here's that video. Here's a video about my audio cassette collection. And I would assume most people know what audio cassettes are. And if you're expecting a millennial joke, you come to the wrong place. I am not going to make a millennial joke. I'm willing to believe that most millennials and even some Zoomers know what a cassette tape is. So if you're looking for a millennial joke or a Zoomer joke, you come to the wrong place. Anyway, so onto my little display. These were probably my first two tapes. I think my father gave me this one. I ended up buying this one sometime around 1991. I've always been a big fan of Guns N' Roses, and I've always been a fan of Bono. Now, some will make the discussion, "Ooh, Bono's kind of pretentious, Axl's kind of a douche," and you're right, but their music is awesome. I liked the first Guns N' Use Your Illusion one. That I liked it so much, when I got enough money, I bought the second one. Nowadays, you can probably buy these together. I think if you want to download these on your favorite downloading, you could probably get these together. But when these first came out, you had to buy them separate. And that was kind of expensive. Oh man, I've always been kind of a rock guy. I had my Metallica. This, I remember my sister gave me this one. I also have it on. I have another Metallica album, but it's on. I had to tape that one. It's in here somewhere. But anyway, I'll get back to that one later. So remember in the mid-90s, there was this whole, amongst hip-hop artists, there was this whole East Coast versus West Coast, and it's so dangerous, and it's dangerous this and dangerous that. Think about this for a second. The amount of rock music I have: Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam, Poison, Green Day, and Nirvana. Funny. If you put any of these bands in the same room together and leave them there for an hour, it'll take you months to get the blood off the wall. Now, as much as I loved rock music, I loved rap music just as much. What? I had my Ice Cube. I had my Public Enemy. I also had my, I don't know how many of y'all remember this, Warren G. I loved this when it came out. I have a few others. And I may be just kind of normal amongst middle-class white kids. I also love the Beastie Boys. Funny thing about the Beastie Boys, I mean, middle-class white kids, even those who did not like rock, even the middle-class white kids that I knew that hated rap music would have the Beastie Boys in their collection. Speaking of which, when I was growing up, I would always hear that the biggest buyers of rap music were middle-class white kids. Because, to be honest, I'm a little confused. Being the biggest buyers of rap music, I'm trying to think to myself. Growing up here in Levittown, New York, which was always been predominantly white, I almost never heard kids speak about their favorite rap song or rap group. In fact, anytime I've ever heard rap come up in a conversation amongst my peers, it's always been kind of negative. In some kinds, racist. But they'd always talk positive about this. And it doesn't make you racist to dislike rap music. But I think if the biggest buyers were white kids, I think it's probably like black kids who liked country. Nobody needs to know. Now moving along. To this day, I'm a huge fan of Queen. I love Queen's music. Unfortunately, I think I started really listening to Queen, sadly, right around when Wayne's World came out. I have their Greatest Hits album, only their first one, but I also have the Wayne's World soundtrack. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. The music on here is pretty damn good too. But honestly, I became a fan of Queen via Wayne's World. For those late 70s babies out there and early 80s babies, tell me you don't have the same story. Some of y'all are nerd enough to be like, no, I was a fan of Queen long before Wayne's World. Okay, listen, I don't care. However you became a fan is no big thing to me. And even if you did not like this movie but loved Queen, it's all good. And maybe a struggle that only, let's say, younger Generation Xers and older millennials will understand is the struggle of being in a record store and buying your favorite cassette or tape or record or CD and having the clerk ringing you up secretly judge you. Now, it doesn't stop there. I have more. I have the 1991 album Achtung Baby by U2. I thought Mysterious Ways was a great song. I still love that. I still sing along to it to this day. Always been a fan of Def Leppard. Another one of my favorites. All-time favorites. My older sister gave this to me as a gift. It's a little compilation album that you probably, in the days of Kmart and Caldor, probably could have bought this in the music section for like $2 or $3. It has on it, LA Guns, Cinderella, Anthrax, Megadeth, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Dokken, Scorpions, and Rush. Again, a bunch of bands. If you put them into the same room together, it would take you months to get the blood off the wall. Killer metal. I listened to this a lot, even though I knew probably all of these bands hated each other. Here's another group that I really liked growing up. Living Color. They're not the only black hard rock group out there who made amazing songs, but the ones that really just come to mind. Also, I had Red Hot Chili Peppers, also an amazing album. I also had Aerosmith, Get a Grip, great album. Some of their best songs of the 90s as far as I'm concerned. What else do I have? There are more in there. A lot of them are just like taped cassettes. They don't have the original artwork on them. As much as I loved rap music and rock music, I also loved R&B music and pop music. To be honest, I loved growing up. I loved Paula Abdul's music. I loved Janet Jackson's music. Mariah Carey. I have a bunch of her cassettes. A lot of them are sitting in my car. I love her music. Love Mariah Carey's music. Her music got me through middle school and high school. Sadly, I didn't buy them as much. I have my share of, like I said, I have my share of Mariah Carey albums. Like I said, all sitting in my car. But maybe I didn't buy as many the pop albums because late 70 babies' problem being all fearful of the clerk behind the desk ringing you up, judging you. And to be honest, do I look like someone who gives a fuck what you think? If you're judging me right now, go fuck yourself. So this was fun. I think I'll do more videos like this. If you still have your audio cassettes, if you are a late 70s baby or an early 80s baby or even a mid 80s baby, like I was born in the late 70s, my fiance was born in the early 80s. She has audio cassettes too. So very likely that you still have some of your audio cassettes sitting around in a drawer somewhere. Show them off. Keep audio cassettes alive. And I'll end this video off like this. If you are a late 70s baby or an early 80s baby, I said this once before and I'll say it again. Music today doesn't suck. You just became your parents. Own that, motherfucker. Anything else? Wisest Gamer, signing out.